Say you're from Iran and keep doubling down. Filipinos always giving out food like we're all family. That's so base, dude. True. When I was a mail carrier and I delivered the mail when I was a mail girl, there was this one old Filipino old lady that didn't speak anything. When I was on my shadow day, she would come out with like some bread and some soup, and then she would just give it to us, and then we threw it away when she wasn't looking. Okay, we don't talk about that. Okay, Hassan says Asmongold is aligned with Destiny and Dance and Destiny responds. She was like hobbling out. She was hobbling out with her like soup and breadsticks. I feel so bad for throwing out her food. I feel so bad. I'm sorry.
I think him playing that could be it. I think him playing Twitcher terrorist was definitely a turning point for me. Especially because he was.
Is it not possible that anybody could just not like the fact that you openly support terrorism? Is that not a possibility that people just don't like you for that?
Is leaning heavily on aligning with.
So in actuality, me and my landlord is. I deserve my landlord. Okay, I deserve to be raped. Okay.
Destiny and Dan Stalkman, Sex Pestiny and Dan Stalkman, when in fact he knew.
Dan Stalkman? So there's new nicknames for us every day. Okay.
How much they fucking stalk my ass.
How do we stalk you? What? You stream. What are you talking? What is stalking? Now stalking is when you respond to things that people say on stream?
And has even in private correspondence told me that he could not believe how much they fucking stalk my ass. But he still turned around and aligned with them because I guess he felt slighted, despite the fact that I was actually very charitable to him in that back and forth conversation that we had where he literally said Palestinians are an inferior culture that deserve genocide.
Pisco just annoyed me so much, I'm leaving. He's an ass and his opinion is totally just trying to get Hassan's fans on his side. Why else would he bring up Destiny? Wait, what? Did something happen? Pisco is streaming right now, right? Did something happen? No, he's not streaming anymore. He streamed 35 minutes ago. What's going on here? What do you mean by that, Birdie? He's just Pisco. No, he's been tripping out recently.
Wants to talk about it? Let's have a conversation. Same thing to at the park. Well, PG, okay, to like, but enforcing it. Can be okay if it's strict scrutiny. This speech. Are you guys cool? These protests. Well, that might be speech.
Look, all I know is that Pisco always ignores me, so he sucks. Okay.
Wait, what?
He still turned around and slighted him in that back and forth conversation that we had where he literally said Palestinians are an inferior culture that deserve genocide.
Like, it's not even a fair summary of what Asmongold said. I'm not here to defend Asmongold. It's stupid, though, because it's not even... When you don't make the right criticisms, you don't even point out the correct flaw in the argument, right? We do actually have a very Western-brained approach to analyzing other cultures, such that if not the exact same as our culture, we tend to view all of them as being savage and barbaric and completely different. That's the issue with Asmongold's statement. But Asmongold didn't just say that Palestinians deserve genocide because they deserve genocide. He said that any ideology that demands for your extinction should also be extincted as well, which is a fair statement to make. He's just probably incorrect when it comes to analyzing the average ideology of all Palestinians. That was the error, but not that Hassan gives a fuck about accurately summarizing anybody's argument ever.
Palestinians are an inferior culture that deserve genocide.
That's what he sounds like.
Is he saying Asman said that or Ethan? I think he's saying Ethan said that. No, I think he's saying Asman said that. He's referring to the statement that Asman made that he got banned for a week for or whatever.
Also, yes, I'm not engaging in cultural relativism when I say that there's no such thing as like an inferior culture, because that is just a substitute for inferior people, okay? No such thing as like an inferior in cultural.
Hold on.
Also, yes, I'm not engaging in cultural relativism when I say that there is no such thing as like an inferior culture, because that is just a substitute for inferior people. Okay, that's it. It's just a more polite, more polished way of saying you think some people are inferior.
Like that, the immediate ask should be, oh, okay, so the culture of Nazi Germany was not inferior to the culture of any other country? That's the immediate ask there. Oh, so all cultures are the same and equal? Like, what about the culture of 1950s America versus the culture of 2025 America? Was that the same?
A culture is comprised of the people that uplift it. That's it. It's no different than saying, oh, I'm not saying black people are inferior. I'm saying black culture is inferior. That's it. There's good and bad to every culture. But ultimately, it all revolves around
What are the good parts of Nazi culture? I wonder.
the material reality
I wonder what Hassan would say.
that people exist in.
What a retardedly stupid fucking statement.
Those noises you made were sussy. I'm clipping that. What do you mean? Me mimicking Hassan's like sexual moans? Yeah, Hassan's pretty sussy. That much is true. Cool edgy uniform. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Endure, true. You can't, okay, I saw this earlier, okay? You can't debate me, not without something very fragile and very precious going squish. It's amazing.
Peter.
Thank you, Caroline. Does President Trump want Zoran Mamdani deported?
I haven't heard him say that. I haven't heard him call for that. But certainly he does not want this individual to be elected. I was just speaking to him about it and his radical policies that will completely crush New York City, which is obviously a city that the president holds near and dear to his heart.
There's this Congressman, Andy Ogles. He wants the Attorney General Bondi to explore denaturalization proceedings because he thinks Mamdani could have misrepresented or concealed material support for terrorism based on rap lyrics he wrote in 2017. Does President Trump think this is a worthwhile use?
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Dude, can you just imagine if Mamdani was like a SoundCloud rapper, like a wannabe SoundCloud rapper back in 2017, and now that's coming to bite him in the ass in terms of like the Trump administration? Oh my God. So cringe, dude. Get me out.
Use
Get me
of
out
the
this
Attorney
one.
General's time.
Well, I'll let the president speak to that. I have not seen those claims, but surely if they are true, it's something that should be investigated.
And
What the fuck? Bro, he's a citizen. What? This is a clown fiesta is what it is. And she's not just a clown, she's the entire circus. Rap snitches gotta stop calling themselves out, true. Ladies and gentlemen, my MAGA family member. This was the day the challenger exploded. This is the individual the Democrats in NYC are voting in for mayor. Lamau, the shuttle just exploded. Eat shit, America. Totally a real. This is totally a real tweet. True. I may be racist, but at least I'm not Thank you, Walmart.
Of the face.
Ooh.
Today, I will once more be a prophet. The international Jewish financiers in and outside Europe should succeed in plunging the nations once more into a world war, then the result will not be the Bolshevization of the earth and thus the victory of Jewry, the annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe, okay?
Yes.
So we don't actually have any concrete evidence for the Holocaust, okay? So one piece of evidence for the Holocaust is this speech.
Okay, cool. Every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending your face, thank you. When they immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. And they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on earth. Oh, wow. DOJ announces plans to prioritize cases to revoke citizenship. Whoa. Not good. Noises.
Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Alright, but have you heard this one though? Death, death to the IDF! 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 Hell yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine must be, will be, inshallah, it will be free.
It goes kind of hard, not gonna lie. But at the same time, it is cringe. Both ways, okay? His performance and US revoking his visa, if true, okay? Probably not good. Electing a Muslim mayor of New York 24 years after 9/11. Re-electing Trump after January 6th. True. Trump drops lawsuit against Iowa pollster and Seltzer. Her attorneys confirm no settlement paid. So based. Good. If the Democrats can convince a handful of senators to vote against the bill that will tragically hurt most of their constituents, then there's a problem with our Democratic leadership. Stop blaming them for GOP. Yeah. Did Democrats do it? Was it good? Not good enough. Fuck Democrats. Did Democrats do it? Was it bad? Fuck Democrats. Did Republicans do it? Was it good? Why didn't Democrats do it? Fuck Democrats. Did Republicans do it? Was it bad? Democrats allowed them to do it. Fuck Democrats. True. True. Pilsen for Cole. Not wrong. Oh, hey, here's loss. You're laughing. His pizza's getting cold and you're laughing. Oh. And then this guy has like... Oh, okay. It's just... Okay. Congress is about to destroy America. No kidding. Regarding renewables like solar and wind, there has been hundreds of billions of dollars in planned investments from domestic and foreign producers, tens of thousands of jobs created in the country in a relatively short amount of time, with potentially hundreds of thousands in the pipeline as the industries expand. Blah, the fact that Republicans seek to undo all of this at the whim of Trump because renewables have somehow been politicized, and he has a random love affair with coal, feels like a skit from a bad comedy. War Monitor. Happening.jpg. Ukrainian forces have absolutely decimated the initial North Korean contingent sent from the Kursk region. Ukrainian forces have absolutely decimated large Ukrainian air attack on Crimea. Complete panic for the Russian military in Crimea right now. Ukrainian missile attacks occurring right now on Russian airfields in Rostov region. Ukrainian storm shadow attacks right now on railway infrastructure in Donetsk. Hey, I hope they take back Crimea, okay? Then the Russians can Crimea River. Okay. Kids 20 years from now will think, well, we're all in sync for letting this happen twice. Oh, yeah, the Trump thing. Trump fragrances are here. They're called... This looks like something my landlord would unironically buy, all right? Like literally. Trump fragrances are here. They're called Victory 4547 because they're all about winning, strength, and success. For men and women. Get yourself a bottle, and don't forget to get one for your loved ones too. Enjoy, have fun, and keep winning. GetTrumpFragrances.com. Targeted advertising. Thank you, Domino's, for advertising over Dean Withers' CP strategy. He still likes the idea. Is your landlord an alcoholic? No, he's part of a cult. It's crazy how absolute shit TikTok is as a platform. Yeah, it was pretty bad. You're about to run away, aren't you? My pizza's getting cold. My pizza's getting cold. My pizza is getting cold. My pizza's getting cold. Pizza, pizza, pizza. True. Okay. Seeing all the pizza memes today, it couldn't be that bad. And then I watched it actually. It was actually that bad. It was just like so stupid. U.S. GOP congressman suggests Mamdani is uncivilized and should go back to the third world. You know, I should get two lights, okay? I should get a ring light here and a ring light here. Actually, you guys are going to help me out after this, okay? After I'm done with this segment, okay?
So when you're talking about the insurrection on January 6th, what would you describe during when Kavanaugh was elected to Supreme Court and you had all the protesters at the Capitol, they were banging on the Capitol doors, they were screaming, they were yelling. How do you feel about that?
I would have to know the specifics of the event. I don't recall like any like proceedings being delayed. I don't recall there being a top-down call from the president to lead these.
You don't remember that
particular-
they had to stop the congressional meetings because people were banging on the door and being so loud and trying
How
to
long
break
did they
in
stop
through
the
the doors?
proceedings for? If they did, then
sorry?
that's bad.
Yeah,
wait, just
I
to be clear,
agree.
wait. Just to be clear, this is the difference between me and you. Okay, is that if everything you're telling me is true?
Oh, I'm a
wait.
female. I'm a female.
You're
so
wearing
that's
Make
obviously,
America Great Again hat, so I
I'm a
don't
female.
care.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
put it on. I had a cowgirl
That's the
hat
difference
on
that I'm
before.
talking about. I don't
so
care
I'm
that
a
you're a woman
female.
or
I'm a
not.
female and you're a male, and it's almost like you're attacking me because I'm a female.
I'm
Are
not
you
attacking you at all.
anti-female? Are you anti-female?
Half the time I am.
If you're a feminist, and you perceive men to be doing this because you're a girl, you're on the wrong side, okay? Wrong side. Okay, does that make sense? I hear we are a pizza sub now. Yes, that's true. Isco versus Kafka. No, the head of DHS personally issued a fatwa against Hassan because he said he wants free healthcare. No evidence. Drunk, by the way. True. Dude, listen, we need Kafka, this new lawyer person, to be absolutely unhinged, okay? He needs to be the most unhinged motherfucker ever, okay? He just needs to be fully unhinged, okay? That's what we need this person to be. Elon's still very happy at the big, beautiful turd. True.
Many women are so fucking different. We want.
Okay, sorry, I'm just playing around, okay? Conservative legal scholars now set their sights on reversing the 1947 Supreme Court decision, which established the nationwide separation of church and state. No kidding. NY Senator misspoke when she falsely claimed Zoran Mamdani, Zoran the Destroyer, by the way, condoned global jihad.
So, and that's all it says, $1 billion to be spent, period. Now, I have been told that the Secretary of Energy...
This is getting cold reminds me of Black Widow saying sun's getting a real low to chill out the Hulk. Yeah, I don't even... Wait, what's that thing?
And the Secretary of the Interior are going to decide...
Early candidate for DGG's debate pedophile of the year. No credible evidence.
Their authority. And so when one uses the word intifada, it causes profound pain and trauma to the Jewish community. It is deeply offensive.
It's a scary world. You don't understand. These words, they're scary. I can't do it.
Will Power Rangers do without it?
Yeah,
True.
by the way, any reason why Torres gets any space on this is because he is an attack dog for Israel, okay?
Okay, we're moving on. I guess the meme around here, Kala Pizza, blah, blah, blah. Candace debate strat, okay. Playing $21 million in Melania. We should definitely one day watch this. Someone sit Destiny down, explain the client server model. Anyone else feel unsafe in a way that has never been before, like as a white man, or as like anyone but a white man? Because if you're anyone but a white man, yeah, you feel completely justified in feeling unsafe all the time.
State-directed payments
Pisco and Destiny in a few years, maybe.
and the cuts scheduled in this bill.
Oh, I've seen that one, pretty good. A path back for Elon, the only path back for Elon. Elon Musk must commit to buying off enough politicians to either retire or switch parties and vote to impeach Trump. Based. Hopefully it happens, okay?
Stab you in your fucking pressure point. Twist.
Kamala would have been the same Trump talking about Arabs, yeah. Just scrolling through the YouTube's DGGL. What are the warning signs of a child molester? Destiny, big chilling. Okay. Friday, April 1938. World War II started shortly afterwards. Nazis take over the Rothschild Bank. Nice, dude.
Jesus Christ. My DMs are just a wild place sometimes. May 30th, 2024. Hi, Stephen. I am a Nigerian who wants to do my master's degree in the U.S. I've been admitted to a school, but I don't have the funds. This opportunity will greatly improve my life and my lives of my generation to come. If it's something you can help me with, I promise not to disappoint you or myself. I will never forget it, as it will stay with me till I grow old and die. Please don't look over this message. I promise you full transparency if you decide to help me with this. Thanks for reading. That was on May 30th, 2024. On June 14th, 2025, I hope Tel Aviv burns to the ground. And then at 10:49 tonight, 20 minutes ago, I'm sorry I said that. There are innocent civilians living there, and they didn't ask for any of this. That was incredibly inconsiderate of me.
Okay. Pisco working at the airport would be funny. Excuse me, airport security. That guy said he had a bomb and wants to kill everyone. Pisco. Well, miss, I'm sorry. That's a viewpoint discrimination if I detain him. True. Absolute cinema, dude. Hassan might be deported, and his first words will be fucking DGGers, dude. I swear. True.
My issue with this is that not only is it claiming that women can't.
Okay. Alright, guys, you guys are gonna help me out, okay? Ready?